I love cemeteries. I know that sounds weird. Let me explain.
Call me when they bury bodies underwater. It's blue light over murder for me.
I don't mean I love cemeteries as in, like, I like seeing dead people, but I always find them to be extremely peaceful. They allow me to think. I had to go over to Gesundbrunnen to go to the library. So I figured, while I'm out, let's take a walk. I ended up passing the cemetery, and I can never pass up a cemetery. I thought this would be a good chance to talk about how to survive winter in Berlin. In Germany, we got some snow come through, and we very rarely get snow. But it's like when it snows, the whole city shuts down. It becomes so much harder to get around. So I end up walking a lot more. So let's talk about how you survive these cold, dreary winters in Germany.
Now, I should preface this by saying I don't have any answers, to be honest. There isn't a magic thing for me. Well, drink more orange juice or, whatever. I tend to hibernate, actually. Like today, I had to force myself to get out. It was, I think, -4 Celsius when I left. It's probably around -2 or 3 now. So it's cold, but I don't mind the cold once I'm out in it, but it's the thought of it, the thought of getting out of it that just makes me want to get back under my covers and wait till spring. I guess what I'm trying to say is there is no real good answer other than you have to make yourself. For me personally, I prefer cold weather, really. I like it once I'm out in it. And I know that sounds funny. I much prefer it to hot weather. I guess way number one of surviving cold weather is just adjust your mindset. It's 6 months long, 5 months long, really. You have to make the best of it. What are you going to do? You can't stay in your apartment for the entire winter. You have to get out and do things. When it's a sunny day like this, even if it's cold, get out, take a walk, do something that's gonna cause you to move. Yesterday I guided a tour and it was snowing, but it was one of the most fun groups I've ever had, even though the entire time before I got there, I was dreading it because I didn't want to be out in the cold for 3 hours, 4 hours. And once we got out of it and started walking, it wasn't so cold. And that's the thing. If you're moving and it's cold like this, it's no big deal. Like I'm a little bit cold standing here right now, but it's really no big deal. Plus the sun is out, it's beautiful. So yeah, way number one, adjust your mindset, get out, take walks, and whatnot.
I didn't realize this was the cemetery that's behind the Berlin Wall Memorial.
I dream in phosphorescence, bleed through spaces, see you drifting past the fall.
This area right here was actually part of the cemetery. You can see the wall up here. This was the external wall. The Berlin Wall had 2 walls. There was another internal wall that ran back here. They moved the people that were buried here to create the no man's land. It is just so interesting to just randomly come across these things in Berlin. Now, I've been here a bunch of times, but I've never been in that cemetery, so that's interesting.
To breathe and now the weightlessness recedes.
So now, I clearly don't hate food, but one thing I found in winter, it is so easy to overeat. At least for me, when I'm bored, I tend to eat more because it's just something to do. It's easy to overeat and gain weight in wintertime for me. I'm working on it now. I started losing weight. Spring, summertime, you'll be able to tell a difference. I hope so. But one thing I love about winter, and I only like it in wintertime. I don't like it any other time. But in wintertime, soup. Winter is perfect for soup, obviously. I mean, that's sort of such a cliche, but it really is. I love soup in the winter. I love making goulash. I probably made a goulash 3 times this week because it's so good and it's so easy to make. You just get some meat and some vegetables, put a little bit of water in it, put some spices in it, and let it slow cook forever. It's so easy to make and it tastes so good and it's cheap. Survive winter by eating soup, but not too much of it.
Do you roll with the waves? Or do you duck into deep blue safety? Is it always the same? Do you wish that you loved me? Do you pull out the chains?
Another thing I tend to do more so in the winter than in summer is read. I read a bunch, mainly because, you can only stay outside so long when it's this cold. I always concentrate on my research and my university work a lot more in winter time. I tend to take more classes in the winter than I do in summer, so I can work more in the summer. I try to find cute little cafes or coffee shops where I can just hang out and read, work on my computer, whatever. That way, getting me out of my house. I mean, my room at my house is 10 meters, so it's really small, and it can get pretty confined after a while. So I love to get out, sit there and read with a good coffee, and just enjoy spending time outside of the house. I think that's the main thing, is you just got to get out. It's real easy to become a hermit. Hell, this past week, I didn't go outside for 3 days in a row. So I do it too. I fight it. But the trick is, I think for me, the key is to getting out and just enjoying the weather. If not enjoying the weather, at least not letting it stop you from living your life. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. Leave me a comment. What are your favorite things to do in winter? Do you like winter more than summer? What's your favorite season of the year? So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll see you next time.
Life, I don't know what it